Couch Saturday. Drummers and drum nerds alike, my name is Nate Testa. I hope you've had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and this is On the Couch Saturday. If you haven't already noticed, we will be talking about reviewing and playing this beautiful 1971 November 3rd Ludwig Supraphonic. Before we get into the history of this drum, I just wanted to quick tell you how I actually acquired this drum. It was just a simple trade between my good friend Isra from River Bear Studios. This particular drum, even though it has a lot of history to it, the only people that really are going to enjoy it are the real drum nerds, the people that are watching this video. Everyone else looks at this drum and says, it's messed up, why would I play that? And that's the unfortunate downfall of our brainwashed society when it comes to drums and manufacturers. We look at one drum and it has to be absolutely perfect. It has to be drum porn to be even worthy of anything, but yet this drum sounds absolutely incredible. So let's get over to the history behind this drum. If you don't know too much about the history of this amazing drum, I'm gonna go over a couple of things that you may or may not have heard about. Now, if you're a lover of classic music, preferably rock or jazz, between the times of the 1950s through the 1970s, most likely you have heard this drum on all of those albums and have never even known it. This was the most recorded snare drum, besides the Black Beauty, just about of all time. Now, a couple features of this particular drum has been changed over time. Originally, this drum first was not called the Supraphonic. It was called the Super Ludwig. And this particular snare drum came in a depth of 14 by 5. And the crazy thing that some people don't know, and I love this, is that this drum was originally a brass shell. So it was a chrome plated brass shell or clear lacquered brass shell with brass hoops on it. And that started from 1958 through 1963. So not a very long span of time before they officially jumped over to using an aluminum shell, chrome-plated aluminum shell. But a lot of time did pass and they were trying a lot of things, changing up stuff, and it was very, very interesting how all this stuff came about. One thing people don't know, and that is very relevant on this drum if you take a very close look, is that aluminum hates being plated. Like, absolutely hates it. Like, if you can see, and I'm gonna move it a little closer so you guys can see, this is completely chipped away or flaked off, the plating on this aluminum shell. So after this drum was made, which this is an LM400, so any LM402s or any in that series now has a aluminum shell. Plated around that before the chrome is copper, and then they plate the copper because, as we've already seen, aluminum hates being plated. In the end, the main reason why they switched from a brass shell to an aluminum shell is roughly only about two things. Aluminum is much, much lighter than brass, and two, aluminum can be cranked higher than brass. Now, obviously, if you put like a die-cast tube on a brass snare, you probably could get pretty close, but if anybody has ever tried cranking up an aluminum snare, which we are going to hear pretty soon because I have this thing really cranked, then you'll know that like not a lot of drums can even compare to the height and high-pitched sound that an aluminum snare can get to. Now, before we go and hear this beautiful drum, I wanted to first thank George Lawson. Now, George Lawson is a very well-rounded mind of vintage drums and has created a website called thenotsomoderndrummer.com. This website is a massive resource when it comes to finding out about vintage gear, finding things you just didn't know about drums, different brands, different series in those brands. Anything you can think of is on that website, and George has done a fantastic job organizing all of that. So I'll leave a link in my bio, and you guys can head over to his website, check out some stuff, learn. I always encourage you people that watch my stuff, the drummers that watch my channel, to go and learn. I can't just always provide everything to you. Sometimes you just gotta dig. So again, thank you, George, so much for all you do for the drumming community. And now let's get over to hearing this snare drum. See you guys.